coming from their behavior, their systems, their structures, the processes through which they are leading? Did we have the expertise? System no more. You should run your mind. System no more. They acquire. Over the thing so. Over the thing one mind to one mind. System no system. Koko no did you Ghana ha? Koko ya hata mani wo. But you Ghana ha no. You go Ghana ha no mfie. Oha. Na koko na su go Ghana ha. One way ya koko ne. You go abontia abon board. Yeah, born board. Because men know when said the name de koko ni be. Say you bu say ho say enka manye ni say na me ni say a enka san na enema besi aba say de enema si koi say de Ghana esitie say de yempanyi sam sitie say de yemambu sitie say de Ghana ni mimi suban sitie no say enka mi suban no enti say de tie nanka eye fufra enka ebeye sen ebekosen. Oh, what if it was the other way around? What if it was a different circumstance rather than the current circumstance we have ourselves in? What if the white man didn't come? What then? What I saying anka Osha enka Ghana yemfa Ghana nko anka asem say na nka wo hwa Ghana enke besi aye if you say na nka wan hwekwa ye nya bibi e frɛ ne Ghana tanka kwasi broni ama na nka ye nya bibi krampo aye frɛ ne Ghana if you say na coastal areas wo mukuto omudin azim wo ho commander wo ho almina wo ho we wo ho no mukuto omudin ene omahofasuo ene omabrabo omoyobia ene omotebia na Western Togoland etene baby enti yemfa ne say ye Togoland ana say ye west of Togoland no munsu ti omu baby kwesi broni anko no mo a kwesi kokko ama oborofo no ama enkasan ne be what if the white man never came to the shores of the African continent? What if the white man never came to the shores of the Ghanaian? Okay. Sanka fita na ma. Said na ya nananom wo mu nsase. Wo mu kro mu nsase, no mu mu tumi, no mu okwan a mu faso edibu wo man. Okwan mu faso edetena wo man mu. Na kwesibro ni baaye no. Odi ade bi baaye. Na ade no ode baaye no. Aboa ye papa. Hasan so di enya egusu di enya papa. Ebre bi etwa mu no na ye nananom etwa nipa. Ewa abra bi a wadi bone bi na bone no eche so uku nipa ye ku nsusu firi hobi. Na nananom abosomfo ene esoma hodo no sede esitie no etoda create mikasa yemfa wo ba wafafro na yemfa ni ntwa so yemfa ni nyi ebi anome bi anase yemfa nte oman no ho ewo kwan bi so nananom edi sanya mano so che kakra na kwesibroni eba ye na wode emra ebrayen the first constitution of this country no makacho say a constitution no the womu inu tosunum there were 5 constitutions and I say there has been 5 different constitutions, different laws until 1844 honom alembans modia no eba babedru 1992 no ensesan bebre abam ade ba ko a in fact ade na di kan e was our constitution no mu e said the first constitution of Ghana ye say the queen sabre no oba hema woda Britain ano no wono no benya an unquestioned power ewo yasase so nanso ntwachi anti ye kyerɛkyerɛ ye mmoso. The first thing Mrano born of 1844 no, the first idea na was born of 1844 no ye say yen yasase no aye coastal belt no aye coastal area na abrofo no eba so no abrofo no aka kire ye nananom say wo mu babo yen ho ban na sabio tafra che won sase akwa santefo bi nsemu no wobekon no akwa diaba na wobekon akwa saa ensase no diaba ene niema wo mu promise ya na se wo hye bo se wo de bema ye nananom a wo coastal belt honom no wo akwa sign the bond of 1844 and the first bond, the first law, the first agreement sabio yen saa time no na me ba bia me freni enka ho saa time no na bia wo mo finfinfin na enka ho saa time no me nuanom madafo me maame no papafo mo wa ase ho no mo kombo mo ti ase saa mere na bia na ba kokora ni ho no saa bre no a wo bi ene wo bedi akon na waje wasase na ne tumi da so na wotu baabie na ono so tene baabie na so ne tumi na da so wona si hene wona nsem bi koso ho no mamde beko akodan no na obu sa oman no sede na ni so de hu esi kire no entiase amuko mu because okai a nananom panyimfo bi okai ebere bi se na o se tu odikan na se so wokọ akon na komfo panyin komfo na cheka kire asanteman se o santeman se or now say tuntumi nkoko ni bi enti no wonyi opanyin kese ya baako no on go in instead enu nti no dwabenhene na dwabenhene saa time no na yado asore yi ne ho se wono ebekọ in the stead of na santehene o say tu odikan na tie esanso beto odwa se wa wu bekọ in the stead of na santehene o say tu otos odikan no wokoba na watwe mienu mu no ube firim anase obeto na nanom wonse do enu nti na baby atadin no na dwabehene saa bre no asore ejinaye se wono bekọ akono ewo na asantehene odikan o se tu odikan no ewo ne mpabuom ema no kre okos edi saa ntokwa no ekokon saa akono ewi ni saa ekono ede nkunumdie no ba santeman wodi nkunumdie no ba santeman no na akada second prophecy a efri okonfo no che ho okonfo no che second prophecy na yese wa obekọ beba no na watwe mienu ntam no bewu no enti na dwabehe saa bre no ade adesrade ato otumfo se to odikan anim se wodafo saa aye ade ya makode aso ade amawi enkunumdie ade abai enka ubeye bibi ede aye ahyasode ede akyere se saa odokesesei ana me mayi na di anasa mada na di ede ama santemani na entino enkomo ne na se tudi ye no na efose na se tu eyi akonwa bi disi ho no mu asa akonwa ne special power sante kingdom ni nyina mu na ene se sanana otumfo se tutu ababio woteso enei opemso so opemso etu kwan anasa wo ba anan akoba bia wo hene a wotena sante adwaso a wotena ehwe santeman etoto sante ene ne territories a sabio tafrata one opemso ebedi nkomo wodam ebe sabio otu ne de oma swear oath of allegiance ni bibia ka santeman no ho nanso wono na hwe akire edema santehene sa position no your special position a enye because we your hininti and abedi sa position no dabi eye because of sa sacrifice na dwabenhene a sa bre no na say tu odikan ete adwaso wode ne ho twa so ede ne ho kodi aginamu ede kon sa kono de ma na santema nyame ya adoma 6th of February 2024 will be 150 years of that particular war. Oh yes, ye kenkan Ghana ye sua Ghana ye behunu Ghana so natie sabre no ene sa niama na ye nananom mpanimfo wo mu ye no mu di twasasa be ya o mu bedi o mu ho ene wo man na watratre wo man mu nananom gafo ekontokwa ewini ntokwa de nsase de kan ho nananom coastal areas ekontokwa ewini ntokwa de jensase kan ho wona wo soro ho no so kontokwa ewini nsase de kan ho wona wo Burkina Faso ye nananom o mu ho o mu so kontokwa e de jensase de kan ho na in fact Burkina Faso ne sa de mosifo ni ade no kwampo de wo mu ntokwa no mansa mu samo free mi mali mu ni ade no na nye easy ntokwa no mu de territories ade aka ho enti sabre no what if we Ghanaians, what if the then coastal areas, what if the then northern territory, what if the then Sante Kingdom, what if that time we had allowed a local to lead us? What if we say, instead signing the bond of 1844 with the British, what if the kings and the queens of the people of the coastal area had allowed themselves to be ruled by the Sante people? What if? If we say Sante for now, omutu sa ewo ho omu wini ya omu sabede da amanyamani bi ni nkronkro bi so no eno anasabi otafra che kwasi koko ekoko hyehyemra 1821 ede sa amra no ebe 23 years mu ede sa amra no kakra ede bowra na nanom adwene mu ede bowra na nanom wo mu kwan so mu authority mu ede be usurp the authority of these kings who are dead and gone, are great and our forefathers. Entity, what if we say broni ne ba ye no wakasa dabi metimi abon ho ban metimi akraw metimi akko sa santefo no na magye onsase ene tumi ne de ama no na sabi otafracha sasa tumi no magye de ama ho a sei ena me so me hwehwe free wo ba ko adi kan ya kese pa aye se me hima awodi ade wo me man mu Britain wono ne to me ebeba be ye to me kese pa awo wasa ase so ha. First idea na wo a bond of 1844 no the beginning of the end of us. That the Queen, Her Majesty's power would be unquestioned on our territory. What if Nanano mo dwene ho say, oh, when we dey ani o mo anete ha ya ebi kro ka bia metimi aka bi na sa agreement yi sa ade ya mo kan na eyi mami wote no ho a o na mami kwampo ne kasa mpo mente mami nyame na me ne timi ni suban so ye tuntum so ye kokko so ye tietia so ye ho ne ho na what if this woman is lying to me? What if this woman is persuading me? What if this woman is tricking me? What if I stay under the rulership of the people who are already ruling me? Because ya konto koni we na yen sasini kodi omu ho no no me nya ntokwa bia bio baby ameti mi di mi dwa me ho to me. What if I don't sign up to what these people are proposing? Did the church say the second ruler na born of 1844 ni say they took away the barbaric act a bit to say human sacrifice no, and they say they determined say yemfa sasem bisi awa yentem a yemfa mra na amana do wa fumfemfem ontena asam no so no ndi asam no wonfa eyemame Queen ne mra na wone man mu no asabio emfa ye ho no wonfa sa mra no emfa ntena asam no so no mfa mu asam no. That was that point number 2 in the bond of 1844. Details so na me na wo cha no foforo bia ni ba bia ana me mfa bi nso nka ho ye to so tu no sa asem bi si ayi bone bi obi akodi bone obi ato na monhunu obi na sabio aye kibisi no yemfa saa asam no mfamra amnado fita na wafu mfimfim no no nso ne cha ne sata momubo no che echem fitamfita na butubutu omuti no ade ni nika na wabobo ne taki no yemfa asam ne mfamra ne na sabio tafra che asam na wo de ko no se enam ya mamra kwan so a wono a ofri ni ba bi ba ye no wo manfrani no ohokwa na nye boche apochapoche na so ohunu hwe no wo bedan yatena asam so adi asam no ehuna asam no fa pem yie ama ye nyina yate ho ase. What if our forefathers proud to 1844 signing the bond has thought that what if somebody has thought to say, na sa asema papa yi di ba yi die, ye ne anka se betimi adi yasem. If it's a time no, obi no obi kunu akosha na se a, efiri ho no mo kọ no, bibia da din. Until say wo beka se wo sa asori atia, bibia da din na sante hye de ntirase e wo ntokwa mu na akopem se ntim jakari. Yes sante hene o se tu etimi sori na konfo noche ebo ni tudom no mo yi ntim jakari e de afiri ho no no e wo won wunim wo okro mesrawada. Kopem that time no na sante kingdom ne shaase. That time on na sabio wo ba ye na o se tu any around na time o sign the formula bond no okay the formula agreement no o sign with the Ashanti kingdom no na di ho no na yen ya bi before ye keka ye hu bo mu e de kan brofo no ho kodi akon ekọ sesa sabio sante japade ne ade bebre no di free ho no okay sa bre no. So what if say there be we wo we no ni nkomo ya wadi bei enkeye masasi ya da he die nkokoko na nke eje masasi de mamia enkeye nanso na sami amete hei me ko sai wo bi free ne maimu aba me maimu ne maba beko abaje masasi a wono na sese wo ye authority wo masasi so no me pe authority no masanso aba be sign ne contract say wo bi mra beko sa akone mame na ebo ni nipa ne beko sa akone mame a wono so be sa aba betena me so be the authority on me. What if they thought about this statement? What if they analyzed it this way? What would have been the history of this country? What would have been the position of this country today if our forebearers who together signed the bond had thought about just this particular statement? Say, Papa ya wa de me ba kun ye ya watu me so sa wa wi ni no. Okata me so me se me mpesa me sha na se. Enti me kwa me pe kwan bi so ade age me ho e de afiri na se. Obi ba se obeboa me akome kon no e de ama me. No ba se obeboa me akome kon e de ama me no. Ense se ya ode beto ho no. Ense se no de di kan pa eye se me manfo nyina asase na akana santefo kwa meje ye no eyata northern territory for meje ye no enknafo meje ye no wo bi meje mfiri me nsam no wo say wo boa me na sameko akoba akona je me territories ba ko mienu miensa no edi free me tamfo ne nsam a wo no so say me nsase na akana nyina no memfa mesa na say nanano matakonya kase akanyina no memfa mesa na say what if somebody had just thought about this fact? Oh, what if we did really understand the language that was used for the contract? What if? What if we had questioned the magnitude of 100 years? Titi Bondi yesane ye no. Yesande say ebedi emfie oha 100. Enti meba kuama. Kona meba kuama no. What the authority? Utumi ubibia What the Baba Beshama say, one say, will be here, what the Baba Beshama say, in fear or her. What if my grandfather from the coastal area? What if my father from the coastal area? What if our leaders from the coastal area, the then coastal area, now we are all Ghana? What if they had thought that 100 years we wouldn't be alive to defend and uphold the agreement in 1844? And so therefore this could be misinterpreted. Ebi ano obi atwa akyea no ampaniampa 1954, which was 100 years after the bond of 1844. You call 10 years of stimulation year. Stimulation year. It did 10 years. Answer. Inti no kre. What if say nkomo ye di ni hai? Born of 1844, 100 years no. 1954 na esasa eso no. What if obi dwene ho say wan hwa bureni no omma kwan say asase na ye de acha no no. Tumi na ye de ama no no. Omma no ho kwan say betimi anya tumi back. What if somebody thought about that? How was Ghana going to be like? Okay. When my authority as the leader of this traditional area is subjected to the authority of from who and from wherever, how do I insist on certain developmental plans, certain works of life? So what if Nana Dwene ho say Oma ho kwan na tumi ni kwose obi nsem for emfie oha. Sa emfie oha no na tumi be na wo a wo de be ye wani suade hunu no said de wo si pe no. What if we had analyzed it from that point? So, when you sit back and ask yourself, okay, enti efie oha na chi no, what in the system? What in the plan? What in the niswadi hunu? Edi empu asase na mede amano na no. Wadane ma me kra na. Sabio nimdie ene kwan ofaso bu asase no a medane de san nsam no. Edi lidi nipa na wo mu wo asase mu no. So wadane de ma me kra na. Ekwan be so ena mefa metumi apu sa man ni bio. What if somebody thought about the aftermath of their rulership? Did we have the technology, the know-how? Did we have the culture, where they are coming from, their behavior, their systems, their structures, the processes through which they are leading? Did we have the expertise in that? So after Sabiota Fracha, we'll be put the expertise in engineering. No one to adia no asesa there. No one here no the business no the to be free. No one there 100 years no adania the amount na Sabiota Fracha win anything about engineering. Not just say Tafrache just a was akosre no ana ukokukuam na upa na chawo wakokuam enipa ni so de waje wade wakofuna ba bedu nsem but esasa ukokukuam na kopa na chawo say ke wade na wo hyehyɛ no ewom say ya hyehyɛ say evie wa ha echi no ba dane de ama me ba hunim je na wo no minim nindie no enti no just a was aba na beboa me na sese ba na wo ba na de obeba na odem amobi ehunu se mikuta mitumi no enye sai de asem beba but wo ba no aba beboa me odem enti se bi otafracha ya se mfidie bi mfiruma no. What if we have thought about how we survive after handing our authority and the processes to the foreigner? What if? Okay, fast forward. Let's move from the days of the Gold Coast and let us come to the days of 1954. That is when the stimulation year started. In 1953, there was a form of a government. 1954 stimulation year, 1957 Sata bini no stimulation was ongoing. Enti kakra na ansana ya de akonya no de ma yese o president enie na tie Ghana's independence no the history na nkasa enie 100 plus 10 years na tie yes independent now because na uja for die bone firi hanom saa ba bepem aha ena ebra no so ye na mpaniampa obi anwene say what if the 100 years and the person wouldn't want to go mpaniampara he didn't want to go so the people as at that time the ye nchirima enkroma mo no mu ye nchirima saa time no they now realize that obrofo no nya na adwen say wobekọ according to agreement no enti na say kasam enti nkasaye nante anamontuo ene ade a ena afei no obrofo no ejai edema no na obrofo ni jai edema no esanse obi anwene what if say or the process no be di anim na so ye jemu ma yempo a how do we survive ninti no na say ye ne obrofo no ene da so etna ye system no eno nti no obrofo ne system no ebenya tumi echen nananum tumi that was and that is the reason why abepom ene nananum atrankonya etumi akwakwahye sabio tafrache amanyofo ensemu a amanyofo mom ne timi chim nananum atrakonya mfrum a nananum atrakonya timi tenafie ete wahin ahemfie ete waboboa no ete wonkonkonso ete wabosom ho sabio tafrache na amanyoni ede tumi krata ba ko be finkran ede aba ne krom no otugo na nanate ho ntimi nyahwe enananya wo foto. It is not your fault. The process with which we subjected ourselves to, these processes, the processes that had been there hundreds of years before you were even born, Nana, the processes, nobody really took a very critical thought into the processes and how the aftermath of the processes was going to affect us and how the process would enslave us throughout the system with or without our independence. Because, okay, what if we really want to be independent? If we really want to be independent, say a person the actual fahudio nankasa. I see a shas here, 1821. Edientine see a shas here, 1821. Edientine nu kan see a shas here, 1821. If we say sabiota frache, a hona bibia edi shas here. What if we have a monarchy like there was monarchy before 1821? What if? Okay, just a simple one. What if the entire Africa comes together to fight a war for independence? Yet we need the enim ebikura no 105 militarized machines no vehicles no broni na de breye nto enim yusu kura chen sometimes when the baba na ye de no kwa ya cake 20 years 30 years in between yenim say missiles no ye de ne esre keke wo hwe planes and nam Russia ne Bakhmut a enya asem kotwa ye de ne ye joke bi keke Africa the necessary one more empempana nana see one have a tokra because I'm found to just a chum a analog Soviet Union time how but unim me anka military ni nyina mom se yesi yakwakutu sade be so sa na yakwakutu yekotu esa edaya adwene muso ntisa asa no kwa no yentimi mfa etu mfa ntu sa asa because Esano, a bond of 1844. And you two near the two, Womudi betu Sasano, Womudi Kratani betu Sasan. And to see a bit to me as a sana, and you two, and a yaboba, and then you did the Kasa. A system and I will be the free baby by. What if that system is no more? What if the political system is no more? Count the word democracy now. What if that political system that established itself after this particular agreement, what if the system is not there? Will be our this our system in Hebrew no. Onyusu our system ni bi wone mem. Nehene Nehema na ni di mu no wode baje agreement no a wode utumi nyina kwasha na ase no we keep Nehema no firi 19 kodwo ho ebepemene a wo hene eteso wo ho say a British colony, and the British is now led by King Charles, not the President Charles. Yes, omana be kan ho abom na omana kan ho bom wi a wo yi mpanyimfo said ye Northern Confederation kan on hubom na Sante Confederation kan on hubom omunyina yi mpanyimfo ebe ya asoafo said ye wokwa ahimfi a ye wo mpanimfo ebiti bonkum so na ebiti nifa no. In our small illiterate way, we are able to select people to lead us in our affairs. And you know, what if the system this man brought, what if the system the Queen brought, who has not changed her system to date, what if we throw away the system? Because the biggest problem we are facing is to satisfy the system. Meboa kasa meboa. That same system na yade yakwasa nkwaso mu na yaje ho anje yentimi nya bibia no. Sa system na we are striving to satisfy that particular system. Enunti ena yaje ho a entumi nche no. Entity amampanyi dada Nkroma esi silos bi ewotema 1960 silos omampanyi dada Rollins yentia mi yusu Nkroma no because after Nkroma kudita bebre to me skip it I'm about Rollins omampanyi dada Rollins ebesisi agric houses Edema Ekiafo in the years of the 90s. Farmhouses. Okay. Amampanyi Kufuor eba statistics HIPIC schools and hospitals. 2000s. Schools. Hospitals. Amampanyi dada mills. Ede affordable housing by Kufuor Sate AFF. Okay, so 2008 affordable roads, schools. Amampanyi dada JM 53 hospitals. Minim I was say yantoaso to me you no 53 hospitals. Onokwa pem daben pem 2016. Fine. Amampanyi otiswe one district, one factory, one district, one dam. 2020. 1D, 1F, 1D, 1D. 1V, 1D. Fanchal. Ani niyama dodoa wunimu. Oh. Sa niyama we nyina. Emu 80% has never been completed since 1960. Tema silos no. Oko tema da sisi ho sisi amena okase. The omu complete here no. About 90% of them are now out of use. And yes, silos no, but the year representation the achra debi. The papa will complete what has say no. Emu 90%. We don't use it now because a term aya cake and I will be answer so I'm building on it. Intino. Sikabia yenya ne yema imu aye ne yema imu aye de share honom no. Sa sika ni nyina ayokwa. Nti end it was our era no. Papa after up and down no abaji so mu no. Na nani wokua ho pa Ghana koko. Any ade smuggler any ade. Nti na nani wokua fo ho pa. Because that was the only way after the 1983 no you bet me stabilizing your economy no. Do ye ni nyina no ene ni ba kokora ho. Forget schools. I mean, we have a can no more. 2000s. Hepekina ya koye no. Emuni amana ye sha ase ye no. Bepemene emu 80% is not completed and not in use. Papa we akwan schools affordable housing no. Ene ya ye kesai ya mebo nkro wunim ya kan emu 80% egu rem yenya nhunu so sa papa e-blocks no ene ye common eba no school side e-blocks no ene more than 100 gunguram yento aso hospitals no ayesimu 88 bi wa agenda 111 foforo bi aba no 53 bi a woyeye egumuram a epro yanko ho papa ne braso ne MPP ne beto aso ne MPP ne nto aso papa na ne braso akọ 2 times na wie mfiansu mu no we aka mfie baako 1D 1F no onwie ye ana 1V 1D no nso so onwie ye make a chira say by 2030 nam da so a journalist meba be chira say it's uncompleted. And I can tell you on authority, say it will not be completed. Why? Why? Why is the silo not completed? Why are the industries, the factories opened by this one dead? Why are the farms and then the kind of farm housing and the arrangement and some industries and some schools built by this era not completed? Why is this person not seeing a completion of the things that he started? Why has this man not been able to fight the corruption he wanted to fight? Why is it that this man's e-blocks and the 53 hospitals that we know of is not completed and in use? Why is this man one district, one factory, one village, one dam not seeing the day of light? System. System. What is the generation of this system? 1821 laws enacted in Britain. 1844 authority handed over to the British. Now 1844 to 1954 British system ran at our blind side with our authority on our territory. 1953-54, 1957. A country is handed over to people who do not know how the country is supposed to be run. '57. And Kromani Madio. One of can who no mabion. But governance is not what we hear. Governance is not what we see. Governance is the discussion that you and I are not privy to. Oko Parliament da. Have you gone to the presidency before? Have you ever witnessed a cabinet meeting before? So the governance, the core, the heart of governance is not the politics you hear. The core and the heart of governance is the system that has been set since 1821, not on our shores, and the ones that were made preview to us in 1844, and the ones that we never knew or never were part of systematically in the 100 years after 1844. And after all of those years, what they handed over to us, we know nothing about it. So, how do you rule on your own without the one who has given you the system, granting you a manual. Oko na ukotoa fidie biya. Esan senya wo na wo ye yentino. Said ye be ye bohu ha wa fidie no ye be sie yusu ni ntino. Ye ma wo nwoma kire wo fidie no star wo si yusu no a ebeboa wo. Se ne sese wo si yusu no se obesi akora no ahyehye no. Entino manual no an authority note from nipa na waye na ade no. Enti sese wo di so. Entino wobi abehyehyɛ wo man akora wo man afa kwan bi so wo hu de tue wasase ase wo hu de tue wo wiem wo hu de tue wo nsuom wo hu de tue wo duam odo na be ma wo manual wo so wage independent but o man na wage so independent no wonnim nimdie bia mfa bibia wo befa aye so wo kɔ company bi ne fa wo manager na wo kɔ na company di 10 years no ya nya wo records amepa chaw ebeteki u be 100 years ansa na wo de yamfa nse company de obehia be 1 year sana ade atoto ne yema but so your man in fact so man ya one krata akura da so aban sesan eteki aban ne be 1 year sana ode ahyehye ne cabinet enti se ya dane o man mu nyina ade ama wo se wo pe we independent je wo man because yenim se ba bia ya na duru no ye de ma onkro wunim hunim de enti ye dan ya sei ne be ye onsa ebe se yanum enti ba bia duru strategically no yemfa ma ana wanfa ma wo se wo ontokwa wo ne be ko ye enti o wo de ma because of World War II ni ba ye no 1973 World War II ni ba ye no ni sika ko sign enti no ni sika wo de be di yansu biew awa bibimamu tell you a fact enti no yesa ase sorry ya ye dede ye aso okay ne wo de monje na yen hwe kwan ye befo so ye mienu nyina ye be dane de amamo ane ageye so the system we are not aware of is the system we don't understand is a system that is not of us not born of us not made by us entity that is why systematically almost every single thing we are doing is failing because we do not know how to do that and trickle it down to suit us. And you know, we don't have unison, togetherness in the doing and in the making and in the setting up of a process that together at the end of the day will trigger a major development for us. Now, Bibi, a bunny say now, the Oba 1821 no. Washa nemra 1821 wada so winning tino eyenede o ma mekere wo kwan obefa so a ono ni sini de awie atoa so na wo de na kanguram oba no aba be kere wo se o me 50 million bi pesa me de ema fa sha wo kuem but kuya na wo de hyemu no pesa nka wo de ko hye kokoo mum efise kokoo no ye den unya ni factory ade koko ho hwe wa ha wo de bebre no ho enti obe bob sea na wo de akose wadwuma a wono no wonfa so di womu na wo de abra no because se koko no de gu Ghana ha koko ya hata mane wo bo de gu Ghana ha no be gu Ghana ha no mfie oha na koko na so gu Ghana ha wan ho ya koko ne de be gu abonten abono board ne e bono bo because mene wo yen se de nim de di koko ni be ye nim kura na system na da ho ni ntino system no ma ya kwan ye ntumi mfa anya hwe ntino just yesesa koko no ne de akwa system no because system na ye je mu ma 1957 no anya ya system na no mo you so dey running on my no sa system na no mo de tete akwaye obi de tete nsuo obi de tete one mind tete one mind no sa system na ye ya system na sabi o tafrata wo mutimu awa beten no edu na ye system no that is our system the monarchical system where an authority leads us and gives us authority yet we give our authority to the authority so that we will follow a documented lie and deception that at the end of the day will keep us in a state of confusion. That after so much education, after so much experience, after so much that we may conceive, think of, yet we bring it back to the system. We'll be able to do so. Or see ye man penny. But or no bedi usono. Only man penny. Nemaya ofiri mu baaye no. O mine te continent bi so. Our mine our continent foforo. But o say obi a wo baabi a wo no, eni kwa se otene man mu no wo ekuro bi ewo ukurom. Enkona menkotia. Obi a wo cheche leper tanks. Eme ye di akon, wa bra kon adi emfie baako. Na dabia topa ya to, dabia tuoto, na dabia nipa ewuo. Na sabi otafracha, yati Africa ha sei, ni aka kire say ya ho kire ye wo mu no, ye ho ya kire ye nyina no because of Russia Ukraine war ka ho ntine ho kire no kra eka ho. Because it's part of our global crisis. Na Africa mampani insia eka won hu bobu, South Africa mampani di edim Cyril Ramaphosa. Ene mpanyimfo ahodo ka hu bobu say yenkoni nkomo. Yankwa ya no baye na yentumi enya asumdwe na nka ceasefire bi mra no woduru Europe de na siye yempese abema ho kwan mokodi nkomo about peace enti sabi otafrache bomochichi free poase ebe ka chem sa danche mawu a me amegina he na menkoji na chiniye ana sabi otafrache sesani pano ebe nwe ne se aduasa e ka kira me se wono no bebo moden se de be ya oyene basabasa entome maya medama ginedi efisa me bon content ko 2011 Libya NATO se Germany waka ho one for peace amo what they say ye basabasa topa ye tuo ena ode ba ye oh ya de ani kire Sudan Somalia European countries na wo ho no NATO countries na wo no se Germany ni omu wa ayanko fa ba hako ene ntino one country omu so omu nyai na emfa peace ma Debio na France na wodi emfinfini Africa emfinfini mindful no so no France no wonya NATO member France ni Germany ni omo na eye omukuta ahoden pa wo NATO no mu no me pa cha wo maka kire obi so wonya de ho ye no ho wo manka so matwo mu ho afiri ho enti sabi otafra cha wo baka kire me say after creating a system mimi ntimi nya ho hwe na sa system ni ntino mi ntimi nya me ho hwe no na me sha wase even though wakrata so samadi me ho no na sabi otafra cha wo firi wudie mu e ba beka kire me say da bia ba bia duru ni de wo bebo me ho ban. What if we are smarter than we are? What if we will be smarter than what we have been? Okay, what if we do this? That we want to start afresh. Mostly at the Kasai, 500 billion cedis. Okay, yeah, they can 500 billion cedis. Yensi school wa Ghana bio. Yensi new hospital wa Ghana bio. Yenya kwan foforo bia wa Ghana bio. Ye anya de say ye besande ekoko de akoba bia bio. Yenye we. Okay. Ye good. Last year, MI 8 point something $million. Ye koko, MI 3 point something billion Ghana cedis. Ye way. Okay. Ye keka ye nyina abom. Emfinsia num ye si animi. Yeni ankasa yesi silo yenye na ye Canada nwuram. Yeni ankasa yesi farmhouses state farms ni ade yenye na aka nwuram. Yesi schools ni hospitals, affordable house na aka nwuram yenye. Okay, yeni ankasa affordable house ni roads ni schools no. Yesi a ni eja no nwuram. Yeni ankasa hospitals ni e-blocks no. Yesi a ye beja ni nwuram. Hepeke dia no ye ja ni nwuram. E-blocks no ye ja ni nwuram. Hospitals no ye ja ni nwuram. 1D, 1F, no, I can run. Who says they can complete it? Okay, yeni ankasa yenim say ye si ya sha de ankra na ye beja ni nwuram enti se de tia no emfinhie mienu emfinhie du ntam no yensi hospital na akoka nwuram yensi school die na akoka nwuram yenye we na akoka nwuram ye kosi break na akoka nwuram ye de be ye akatua e de atua ye ka afiri wonsam na sabi otafracha esai aka me de wuntie me ne wo akọ agreement me de me nsa sekrata ase enu ti no wodaso wo bi kan wo ma asem no mu yi wasem free you are not free ma asem mu eka me de o matua se Ghana ebegina faako emfinsianum ne yesem finsianum ya keka bibia bom free SHS ya twam obi anko school ye ntena fie wa obakono tuaka fine because free SHS buy ya no yani ya course SHS na ya ba betena fie ya ni adwuma ya ntumi nto school so no ya tifie ya betena fie 5 years yani ya ko university ya wi ya nya adwuma no e bi atena fie 10 years yanti no at the end of the day no ensashe one yanko school ni bio yes si adan foforo bio dada na yentena mu san finsia du yentua ya kan fan free ho na sabio obrofo no onfa na asam free ho no onfa nko before lines no tum fama me ya me tablet no what if your economy no what if say enya inflation ya basho so hu say your economy ni jina na so na enyina ne na so what if say yensha inflation enka so man ni koyi ana nkoyi what if there's no galamsey in this country till what if we don't mine our gold anymore because near mining your gold near tiasasi so near hotoye pa ya sha say ya mining gold say abekwa kofa bibia ba ntino ya ho kire ye pa what if ya oil no ya mfa nko ba bia ya te man mu ha ya kakra ya libya de ni bi onfa ma obeba fasika pa beje what if sani ama we system na da ho ni mu nyina no what if say ya twa ni nyina mu na ya tena say ya nhisa afoforo e de ama ya ho what if say sika egunguram efritete Rollins abraso enkroma abraso what if say ya kan bom say yenya bibia afoforo bia o yedi kokutua ya kane ade ho obi wa homa no so wudi ni ba bia akasa free
e ba che ya friend Kwame me feel free to crade
Kwame you on pay
yeah the kind na menti aw anopay ene djuma pa wo bo ebo o my Ghana ya me sure pa na onko so ma ho ban nipa bi ti say monum say na wa say yetie mo ye shoya no pa yetie mo na boy e meti mi chichi o my na papa Ghana han de no kwenye say ye mpeni for na ankasa no munye ready so mbe transform your mind no me hu ni say a selfish spirit, greedy spirit, and a hypocritic spirit. And we are being dogmatized with our mind to politics by partisan politics. Yeah, it's a leader beer of a my muhano. What I did back or if you say obesum the party on some of mine. Actually, even to the extent I say media stations in the Bill they are even backing political parties, not building that they are not interested in building this country. Enti ejanyanko ponshao say oye edumapa emboy nyamen kan ho na ponshao anopay. Right, that's so before Frojina so udi ane ba bi akasa free. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello boss. Hello boss. Hello?
Yes, udi ane ba bi akasa free.
Yeah. Pastor ya from me ya kusimi kasa free yani.
Apanyi tachi etio. Apani yetio. All right, me patrol ba no alowa TV set na yetimi adi nkomo obi wo so udin ade ba akasa free. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, udin ba akasa free.
Yeah, Ishmael.
Apani.
Yeah, this is Tahiru.
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 Yeah, for me.
Ah, Tayo.
Yeah, man.
And then I'm just coming. Yeah, for no more some.
Aha, it's Menka.
Ah, you to make a.
I am wasem.
Nanya wasam.
I am wasem saying in Penufoni and I am warm. Charlie, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
It is.
In fact, name me and Penufoni, dear. Maybe when they say, among your margin, they are not just ready. They are not just ready. And it's really killing us. Anything I say, I'm sorry, I'm a dream, normal being air course. Who say we are just working in the wrong country. Yeah, you know, until say the ombe decided to say a born man. And I think who working in the public sector, yes, you just see 60 years they will on pension. But they say, you know, or minor. Will be in your 60 years, more than 60 years, what does with your man or so? Now, say, when you working in the public sector, when you are 60 years, and your mind, you know, how can you control it when you are more than 60? They tell me, who say it's up to the time I was here, young or young to lead the country.
I don't know how penny case here. Well, before Fojina Homano, so would you ever be a casa free? Hello. Yes, good morning. Would you never be a casa free?
Hello, Pacha. We casa free to your family.
Yakusi,
program. Yeah, Pacha. I said about kind of what make it win some sense at an expensive cost. Well, your country system, no, we need to change it. There, we are making if there were human resources upon Kura, 10 years. Now I'm more knowledge to make certain things work. There are crowds say, or school more, on 90 million and creative, be a poor man, our story betray, and I'll bet my manufacture cars. Now, when they work, a child like this, because it's physically challenged. What do you say? Now, Obiane, if a country will run a policy, say, Accra, Ebiane Mame, anti-American, no, what breaks that, Yatuna. Now we are living on the message of God. Now, software to radio stations, preach say, where are we going?
I have some more before so. Would you never be a casa free? Hello. Ofria Homano, so okay. So mama mfrɛ me WhatsApp line no so. Momfrɛ numbers no de guasie no. 0263 no. Obi gina so odi ane ba bi akasa free.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Odi ne ba bi akasa free.
Me kasa free Tirije. Ismail, original man.
Open the kasa.
Yeah. Otri.
Ah. Ene de ya mafio, what's the yeti one pay?
We shall also Jabby, the Kata. In some of Canada, we must put your share September to take what she has to go to take what in your Ghana. It is your one clear now. Ghana said, I carry you, Ghana, almost say Ghana, I carry you. Now, I think you know the politics, Ghana, Ghana, Yakoya. And man, Makoyasa, Uncle Daddy, then what say, or my the dear woman, I want to train near Sabo for Bobu, the Hoka to see our back. You say, Ghana, who the cabinet of the cow. You are the Canadian, you guys. Send your baby and our money better between them and Mamma and Matoy. But I was ready my power.
Yes, sir, that's your before Juna, so the enemy be a casa free.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your friend Jacob from Kumasi.
Apanya Jacob, you too.
The Academy, I know. Marco Credit, and you know, Nemum, your change it. Oh, the could do, baby. You're penny for an American. So we'll never allow you. About so fine, and I say, oh, more on also could do. I didn't just say a chance every baby. Tell you what's happening. If all the media houses, for example, look at our radio stations, almost surround apart the newspaper review that they do, what impact does it have on us? Nothing. Nothing at all. All that they talk about is rubbish. What you have here? But there was one radio station in Kumasi, which I don't want to mention it, with one journalist, Nana Kojo Janso, who call you I tell you personally, you deserve to be called an honorable. No one even go you walk around for. Okay, but this is the case. Any baby shaking, wait, even you telling the truth to the crowd to say, baby, ever said, oh, baby, what is it? The youth have to. What is it? You concern our mind. I'm not you say, and never because I'm white. I'm fire baby. Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you, Openyaji Kum. Anyone come out with the other so Eddie Amaya. We say hello, I'm Prince from Kumasi. I've enjoyed the show so far, but I would like to know who our presenter is. Your social media handles would also help. Friends, I said now, Master. If I knew a day like this would come. Obi Jahumana, so friends, my about message no so. Would you ever be a case free?
Hello, your friend Razak, Kasafi Kumasi.
Open your Razak you.
Okay, I'm a paid that was a pan, church, or church, a coupon sham the brain, no more to my palm or your mind. I mean, now me getting a sing sacra. I didn't think I see a 12 bar my president said, or my boy, or no banner, but can also be another day or pay. And all ye name the pen on your mind. Yet, phone, I didn't think organization here, you better say the president or bar, way now per se, or your mind. Senator, and your Maya, I catch in to me, you you bet my man, no master or bar, the open up a sober now, ye, and you feel say, anything wine. Miss Media Crown woman.
All right, opinion that's it. Last call our Humana, so the end will be a case free. Yes, good morning. If I told you, will be a case free.
Patrol make a free Western region, you did something.
Something new to you.
But you did something because every Western region.
Yeah, something here too.
Yeah, from 1967 to this. Yeah, Uncle Boogie, I am father said, you bought the leaders now, or my baby, your man, you bought it. You can get Banny, you are there, yeah, and I'm the olden days, or maybe some mother. Yeah, and I'm at that time, the delivery. Granted, you can right now, you can know on a battery, boy, or no number, by a forget the money, by a quick, this to do. And as I used to speak, no more than that, I am African. It is a guy used to know home man. To go in the heaven, go to her. Now, I don't know, no one got the crew, heaven. Now, I'm going to say black, and you're good in the man on fire. Now, you are heaven. Now, we'll check it out. Not a wood to tomorrow. We didn't get the answer. To read the black, this is the time for us to take a revenge. What I say? Now you say, yeah, my lady. Media is saying, I and that. Omunidiana was still poor man. Yes, my lady. The doctor.
So that's it. Auntie Prince Kumase. The entire was no, I am a sre, I say. Mini social media handles. But sir, eba ube hunu meka mo wate ana apa me fantuja obe waye hunyanye aha me baby afa ato no ho so se obi social media menya cake. I'm a tech person, but I just wanted to be submarine, but you know the it means so can you find second year do ase what you say say this can you do no so enti me baba ko afa to no so say wono abie ebi e de amame na me won komo ne ade wo ho, but oko YouTuber na oko MITV M ana I not to say weni TV no obehia me wo ho no ma e be sha ase aye nkyekere de akọ akire pa de adosuko e de awura enemam enti se me ba no wi a aha me the handles no beto dwa no kwa ne de me di to ase abon se handles no da ho edi no so de yeah Ishmael Mubarak na bifufuro bi anka ho aya na ba ko me yonko ba ko kan na mani age pa the voice of the capital so kwa in kaminya the voice of the country and kamepe so magic voice of the capital now so well anyway we say hi. Good program, very good ideas, but who to implement them? Or the question mark kakraka ede esiho. No correct. Sampana Wokano is always the best. Hot Thursday is the best program to watch every Thursday. Keep putting us on the direct path. We have been in ignorance and ignorant states for so long. Keep it up. Let me use this opportunity to send my regards to Madam Eunice Bunny at Exim Bank and Mr. Hanan, Mr. Collins, and Ahiafo Josephine. This is coming from Capsi 89. Capsi, I really love your messages. The last time you sent some critical questions. NT messages Ahudo Bebre and so Abba we say good morning, good job. I love seeing people wearing fabric from Adepes collections. Thank you for choosing me. Oh, okay. This is coming from Obin Kezia. Adepa fabrics. I want to tell me de epaminema. Now Adepa response to na bibia nya fine enkomo no bebre blueprint de ne dia ba sameboche asaman kese bosheba amisti capito go so teacher kujo tuobodo madantase sule sunyane ktk messages no bebre egumo a empanyufo ede aba Richard Kusi Tando Richard what any voice mean to me mbonti mebotie na the woman no sa no ye bia wo ma me de ma wo text message mi social ebeba mi social media handles no beba why na yetimi ye di nkomo ni ade